Good morning, students. Welcome again. Today we will be discussing NCRT Class 10 Economics, Chapter 2, Sectors of Indian Economy. The topics covered in this chapter are the three types of sectors, comparing the sectors, types of unemployment, and organized and unorganized sector. You can look at these pictures. You can see that people are engaged in various economic activities. Here you can see some of these are activities producing goods and some others are rendering services. These types of activities are happening around us every minute. In this chapter, we will learn how can we understand these activities and group them using some important criteria. These groups are called sectors. When we classify the sectors, we predominantly say there are three sectors, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. Let us start with the first sector, the primary sector. As the name suggests, it is related to primary activities. Primary sector, it is also known as agricultural sector. Everything that relates directly to nature will come under primary sector. It is solely depend on the natural factors. For example, agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry, and mining. So all these directly depend on the natural factors. Therefore, it is known as primary sector or agricultural sector. For example, for the growth of the cotton plant, we depend mainly on natural factors like rainfall, sunshine, and climate. The product of this activity, cotton, is a natural product. And in the case of an activity like dairy, we are dependent on the biological process of the animals and availability of fodder and so on. So the product here, milk, is a natural product. And minerals and ores are also natural products. When we produce goods by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of the primary sector. So these activities are of primary sector because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Now let's move on to the next sector, explaining about secondary sector. Under this sector, what we are doing is we are changing the form of the natural product that we have through manufacturing. It means the raw materials from the nature transform into another form. This sector takes raw material as input and creates finished products as output. It could be either small factories or big industrial setups. It could be workshops or else it could be homemade artisan workshops. We also called the secondary sector as industrial sector. For example, from the earth, we get the bricks and we are changing the form of the natural product brick and we make buildings. Therefore, what I'm trying to explain is from the natural resource, what we are getting, we are changing to some other form to use it or to utilize it. This is not a direct product from the nature because from the nature, we will not get the building as such. So what we are getting from the nature, the natural product, in this example, the brick, it is converting into buildings. And for example, another example is the raw material sugarcane we will be using to make sugar. And another example is using cotton fiber from the plants, and we spin yarn and weave cloth. The production of physical products such as vehicles, furniture, and housewares, and so on. So all these are the examples of the secondary sector. So the secondary sector covers activities in which natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. So it is the next step after the primary. The product is not produced by nature, but it has to be made, and therefore some process of manufacturing is essential in the secondary sector. So as I said, the manufacturing will happen either in a factory or else a workshop or else at home. So these are the few core points which we need to remember about secondary sector. So the secondary sector gradually became associated with the different kinds of industries that came up. Because of that reason, the secondary sector is also known as industrial sector. Now let's move on to the third sector, explaining about tertiary sector. Tertiary sector. Under this sector, what we do is we try to explain any kind of support that is given to primary or secondary sector. Tertiary sector means the activities which provide support to primary and secondary sector that are placed under tertiary sector. Since these activities generate service, this sector is also known as service sector. So any service that we provide to the primary or secondary sector is classified under tertiary sector. So for example, I have an agricultural produce on my land, and this agricultural produce, I want to transport it to some other region. So for that, what I need is the transportation facility. So if I want to transport my product or my agricultural produce, which I produced in the farm, if I want to transport that to another region, I need to depend on the transportation sector. So the transportation sector will help me to transport or else transfer my agricultural produce from one place to another. So transportation sector is providing a support to the primary sector as well as to the secondary sector. The examples for the tertiary sector are communication, banking, as I said, the transportation sector, advertisement, then storage, trade, and the service of the different professionals, and so on. So all these are the examples for tertiary sector. Tertiary sector, as I said, the tertiary sector means after the primary and the secondary sector, the third category of activities is known as the tertiary sector. And it is totally different from the primary and the secondary sector. And in the tertiary sector, like they will not produce a good, but they are an aid or support for the production process. So as we discussed many examples, some more other examples are the goods that are produced in the primary or the secondary sector would need to be transported by trucks or trains and then sold in the wholesale and in the retail shop. So for that, if you want to transport goods which is produced in the factory or else in the manufacturing place, if you want to transport, we need a truck or train, or else we need to depend on any other means of the transportation, any other means of transportation. And to store the grains for the extra grains that we cultivated, if you want to store that, obviously we need the godowns. And we also need to talk over others over telephones, or we need to send letters, or we need to borrow money from the bank to help in the production process. So for all that, so here it includes the communication sector, then the banking sector, and then to store the granaries we need the godowns. So for all that, so all these are the examples for tertiary sector. So transport, storage, communication, banking, trade, all these are the examples of tertiary sector. And not only this, the service sector also includes some essential services that may not directly help in the production of good, but the essential service of the different professionals. As I said, the different professionals like teachers, doctors, lawyers, washerman, cobbler. So all these are the examples of the service sector, or else the tertiary sector. Now, we extend the dimension of the tertiary sector. So of recently, the tertiary sector is further divided into two, the quaternary sector and the quinary sector. So we will analyze those two sectors also. So the next is quaternary sector. Quaternary sector means the activities that related to more intellectual occupations whose task is to think, research, and develop ideas. For example, examples for the quaternary sectors are tax consultants, software developers, statisticians, mutual fund managers, research and development, then education, IT consultancy. So all these fall under the quaternary sector because we are adding something to the services. So all kinds of high order services would be classified under quaternary services. Now the last type of classification is quinary sector. Quinary sector, the highest levels of decision makers or policy makers perform quinary activities. For example, the CEO of a company, or else we can say special and highly paid skills of a senior business executive, IAS and IPS officers. So all these are the examples of quinary sector. So quinary sector predominantly includes the top executives and the top officials. It means, as I said, the highest level of decision makers or policy makers are included in the quinary sector. So by this, we concluded the first part of economics, chapter 2, sectors of the Indian economy. So today we discussed about mainly the three types of sectors, that is primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And then we learned about the division of the tertiary sector, that is quaternary sector and quinary sector. So now let's have a quick recap of today's class. So as I said, we started with the sectors of economic activity. First, we learned what is the meaning of the term sector. Sector defines a large segment of the economy in which business share the same or a related product or service. When we produce a good by extraction and collection of natural resources, it is known as the primary sector. And the examples for primary sector are farming, forestry, hunting, fishing, and mining. Then we learned about the secondary sector. The secondary sector covers activities in which Natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing. This is the second step after primary. And some manufacturing process, it is required in the secondary sector. And the secondary sector, it is also known as industrial sector. The examples for the secondary sector are using cotton fiber from the plant, we spin yarn and weave cloth, and using sugarcane as a raw material and making sugar. Then we learned about the tertiary sector. Tertiary sector includes activities that help in the development of the primary and secondary sectors. These activities by themselves, they do not produce a good, but they are an aid or support for the production process. The tertiary sector supports the primary and the secondary sector. The tertiary sector is also known as service sector. Example, teachers, doctors, washerman, barber, software companies, call centers, etc. Then we learned about the tertiary sector is again divided into two, that is quaternary sector and quinary sector. Quaternary sector means activities related to more intellectual occupations whose task is to think, research, and develop ideas. Examples what we discussed are tax consultants, software developers, statisticians, IT consultancy, research and development, and so on. Then we learned about the quinary sector. Quinary sector means the highest level of decision makers or policy makers perform quinary activities. Example, we learned that the CEO of a company, the IAS and the IPS officers, or else the specially and highly paid skills of a senior executive, senior business executive. So all these are the examples of quinary sector or else the quinary activities. So by this, we covered the first part of economics, chapter 2, sectors of the Indian economy. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.